looks like I'm making an inward circle. Might go into the 10. Looks like that. And only because you don't know what to look at. Okay? So let's look at something. As I move into the Tenkan, my body, what is your fear on this side? Are you hurt?
No.
Is it your shoulder or knee?
No.
Get more of your center going. No. There you go. Lock your center. This is not locking your center. Lock your center. Okay? Got it?
Right.
All right. So back to me. As I keep this on an inward trajectory, I can never get in his back because he's always moving with me. If I follow the rule that he has to keep moving. So if I break the rule where he can stop and then I get myself there, yes, but that's a rude awakening waiting to happen. Okay? Luca must keep moving. It means I must keep moving. Okay? So if I'm going inward, every time, again, we haven't done anything that scary. Okay? As I try to move this shoulder to him, this arm keeps moving where I want to be, away from me. So you always get this gap right here. Do you see? And so you try to do Kote-Gaeshi from here. Right, second you go back, he's going to turn into you, and there's that thing. Boom. The Tesavaki is outward. It's outward. It's this Tesavaki. So, just like that technique is not here. I know a lot of people do it like that, but that's not it. This hand's going this way. This way. Ooh. Turn. Pull. So, let's look. So the first thing to look for is, I can't ever get there. There's always this space between us. Second thing, how do I know when I'm doing the outward spiral and not the inward spiral? In the outward spiral, the wrist and the elbow trade yin and yang value. So again, split the torso up. Here you have your Tao line. Then you have a yin line and a yang line. Okay? When you do the inward spiral, this stays on the yang line. In the outward spiral, change. Yin line out, goes to the yang line. This goes this way. If you don't understand this grid, the elbow must go inside the hand. The elbow goes inside the hand. Not the hand inside the elbow. No. I'm doing my Tenkan. You go, oh, that's wrong already. I already can tell that's wrong. The elbow's on the outside of the hand. This hand goes this way. This hand goes this way. You see, it's on the outside. Okay? And I have to, come back, I have to make all of that work. And now, I'm not going to be pulling them in, I'm actually keeping them out. Boom, keeping him out. Okay? Boom, there it is. Elbow inside, elbow inside. It's just I don't stop here. Elbow inside. Whoa. This way. Whoa. Like, otherwise you won't stay in the back. Okay, so it is very common that you hear, or you might even think that, you know, you're the center of the technique. He's orbiting around you, okay? But then your mind goes, oh, centrifugal energy. But if you think about an orbiting body, like a planet, if it's only centrifugal energy, it would crash into it. There is some centripetal energy. There's some outward going force. If you think in terms of your yin and yang, I can't just be one. I have to be both, okay? So it can't be, I'm trying to bring him into me. It can't be, I'm trying to bring him in, and I'm trying to make him go in. He's going in with my Ashi Sabaki and my Tai Sabaki, but he's going out with my Te Sabaki, okay? Do not pull him in. The body work, the footwork does the centripetal. Okay? This is keeping him out. He tries to come in, he's not coming in. Okay? He can't come in. Close to me, he can't close to me. He can never close to me. You see, I'm not going like this. He can't close to me. Whoa. This is keeping him out. Out, 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 out. He tries to come in, he's going to feel that hand. That hand will not let him come in. Okay? So, even though you're picturing orbiting an orbiting body, you actually picture an orbiting body. They're not crashing in. The planets are not crashing into the sun. Okay? There's some energy that's keeping them out. Next mistake. It won't do you any good if you get yourself there and then you unlock his body. Okay? Because then they can come in. They can come in. So, I'm trying to do the technique. I'm trying to keep him out. It's an outward energy, okay? And now I unlock his body and he can pivot around this shoulder. He's not going to do any good. There's the strike. So let's micro drill the body lock. We'll lighten the load, okay? In the technique, I have to lock his body through that rotational energy. Here I just have the mass of his body. That's the energy I got to deal with. So again, what do I not want? There's no free movement of his arm. There's no free movement through space. You see? Oh, that's not going to work, okay? Oh, as I touch, it's his whole body, his whole body is moving. Ooh, grip. Ooh, touch his body, his whole body is moving. Whole body. The arm cannot move through space. Oh, touch. Touch. No slack. No slack. No slack. Touch in his body. In his body. In his body. In his body. I don't care if you do it static, okay? But no, in his body moves. That's how you can move it back. Okay? Try it. So it looked to you, I can see what you're trying to do. It looked to you like you're taking all the slack out of his joints, and then you turn his joints. But you can see that's different on his body. You can see that. Okay, but the other thing you ignored was what happened to his body when you got there? All the time it took to get there. So if you watch his body, nothing's happening to his body. There's what you see. So you broke that rule. Okay? You're in his center. So if he's pushing and I ground vector, you're in his center, okay? So there's my kokyu. So in the way that I have taken these internal skills is just to simplify it. There's just two, okay? there is a separating internal skill and there is a communion internal skill. There's not 2, 4 of them, 8 of them, just they're all the same, and they all ultimately are just neither one. Okay? So if I'm here and I can be in his center here, and that's the separating skill, and then I can be with the communion skill. Okay? So the separating skill is Kokyu, and the communion skill is Aikido. Okay? Well, it doesn't change in these little micro drills that we're doing. It doesn't change. It doesn't change whether I do a micro drill or not. It doesn't change whether he's grabbing me or not. Okay? Here's just the technique. I do it in the technique. So in his center, I come around, it's in his center, and this is how I get his body. Ooh, his body, okay? So I do the technique, here, and when I come around, I don't take it off. Okay, it's off, and then you tighten his joints, and it's so let me show you this. I'm gonna do Nikyo, okay? And you're going to go, well, you can do this joint style, you see. But you can do it the other style too. The other style, in his body. Or just take all the slack out of the joints. And it feels different, doesn't it? Okay? So to the uke, you take all the slack out of their joints, it's going to hurt. That is not martial. It is not martial because it's pain compliance. Not everyone has the same or lack of pain tolerance. Also, if you break the lever, that's it. You lose control. Okay? So even if I'm in cross-lateral, even if I'm in Nikyo, I'm in his body in the same way. It's just the Nikyo shape. Okay? Then I don't break the wrist. There's no chance of breaking the lever. Okay? So, same thing here. If I go like this, and I take all the slack out of his joint, if I break it, he won't fall. So I'm not controlling his center. Okay? So, if I'm here, and I'm in his center, it's the same thing. I'm in his center. So, I'm showing you that when I take one hand away, it's not that I'm push, pull, and lock the joints out, okay? So I come around, and that's Kote-Gaeshi, without the joints being locked out, okay? So, just like I can do Nikyo in what looks like you're locking the joints out, I'm not. I'm in his body. I can do it. Same thing, Kote-Gaeshi. I can do Kote-Gaeshi with the hand position. You can do it higher at elbow wrist, or you can do it at the wrist too. It doesn't matter. You got it? So don't have him stay still and you get all this, and now you got the joint tension, do you see? Because what were you doing all this time? You're staying still. Staying still. Got it? Okay, let's try it again.